this was interesting to me. So we have been getting a ton of emails, and I think we'll get to a few listener questions later in the show about what do I do with my cash, or what do I do with what was my bonds? What do I do? There's nowhere to go. I want to stay liquid, but I want to earn something with my money. Tough situation there.
This is the question in the markets right now, I think.
Yeah,
a lot of people want to know, like, should I sell my stocks? Like, you're going to always get the same questions about the stock market. I think the question is, what do I do with the safe part of my portfolio? And there is not one easy answer.
Well, because the anchor is interest rates. Starting interest rates, you pretty much have a rough idea what you're going to get over the next 10 years. Or I shouldn't say 10 years. Whatever maturity you're looking at, that's pretty much what you're going to get.
And interest rates impact everything else. Everything else is tied to interest rates. You can't like decouple them.
So this is an amazing stat from the memo. 97% of outstanding bonds yield less than 5% today, and 80% yield less than 1%.
Jeez.
I repeat, less than 80% of bonds outstanding yield less than 1%.
I don't know what to do. What do you say? There's
got nothing.
Preserving wealth these days is as hard as it's ever been. How's that sound?
Yeah. So you and I are on the record for anti-anecdote indicators, my plumber story notwithstanding. The magazine indicator, I just think it's just too easy these days. That being said, this one was one of the best timed ones I've ever seen. Somebody, polemic TMM, tweeted a Costco email today: gold bullion available alongside cheap perfume and golf putters at your local discount warehouse. Literally, Costco is selling gold bullion. He said, taxi driver index flashing red. And this was the day before gold had that flush. So There you go. I thought this was a pretty good one. Also, TMZ are selling a subscription service. We put this on our Instagram page. I forget what exactly it was, but they're selling it for call it $30, marked down from $1,400. I don't know where they got that number from. It's a 97% discount. Again, magazine indicators, stuff like this, sentiment data. We've been pointing this stuff out for literally years and years and years.
I thought this one was a joke. How is TMZ selling a day trading service?
Well,
it's TMZ.
Why not?
They're a gossip mag. How do they have a day trading service?
So we've also said, listen, it's hard to use. I understand people dunk on The Economist as a lagging indicator and always being on the wrong side of things, but I don't think that you could take magazine indicators from financial publications, generally speaking. They're in the financial markets. So, but if you see something
they're reporting what's happening.
Yeah. So if you see something like Sports Illustrated for Kids talk about day trading, yeah, that's probably legitimate. Or Time Magazine with the housing cover. So when you see TMZ start doing the trading stuff,
I still think though, back in the day, the death of equities thing, that there just was so much less news back then, and now there's so much that you can pick an anecdote every day if you want. That's why it's so hard to use them as a signal if that's really what you're trying to do.
So Robinhood story of the week. There was some data out last week that they had 4.31 million daily average revenue trades, DARTs, compared with only 1.1 million at E-Trade, 1.8 million at Schwab, 1.86 at Interactive, and 3.84 at TD Ameritrade. So even though they have a fraction of the users, these people are trading their asses off.
And then they sell that order flow, whatever, and they're making a ton of money.
Tons of money. So, for example, they're getting.
Would it? I don't want to question their integrity as a firm, but would it shock you in the years ahead if we had some nasty scandal with Robinhood doing stuff that was a little against the? They're not going to be a vanguard that is championing their clients. Where Robinhood does something that is shady business practices against their clients. Did
they get dinged? I think they paid a small fine a few years ago for not overseeing where the orders are going.
Something like that. It wouldn't shock me, but isn't it also kind of crazy that people left this company for dead? Us too, probably, maybe a few months ago when they shut down in the height of the pandemic in March, and they're just crushing it now. So JP Morgan had this piece they put together called "Follow the Robinhood Money," and they're looking at behavior of individual traders and what they're looking at, and so they looked at these studies and they tried to replicate these studies from Brad Barber and Terrence Odion, who who looked at these studies in the past, and they've used broker data before. And so this one was from 2008, and these researchers found that like the people who buy stocks they buy exactly what you'd think. So stocks in the news, stocks experiencing abnormally high trading volume, and stocks with extreme 1-year gains.
Did they break this down for target date funds?
No, that's yes. The 2065 is really in vogue today. Then they also looked at another study by these same researchers, and they showed that over a 1-year period, you can use these stocks as like a contrarian indicator. So like you'd short these stocks probably that are really popular, but over a 1-week period.
Excuse me. Oh, I thought you were getting personal there.
No, not you personally, not for your trading diary. You would short them over 1 week and then get run over by the momentum.
Don't
traders.
you dare put trades in my paper account.
But over a 1-week period, momentum works, and so these stocks continue to do well. So they tried to replicate these, and basically they found exactly the same thing. So Robinhood traders are doing nothing different than the crazy traders of the past. They're looking for attention-grabbing stocks. They're going stocks that are going up, and then
this is where you insert a Jesse Livermore quote. Yeah. I'll let you do the honors.
So here's the thing.
Excuse me,
I don't
sir.
have any.
Fine, I'll do it. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yes. Speculation is as old as the hills. Here's the thing.
There you go.
I've been trying to give day traders the benefit of the doubt, but I think I have to maybe pull that card because last week when Tesla did a 4-1 stock split and rose 15% the next day, I can't defend that. I'm sorry. There's no defending that.
No, hold on. But maybe it's the smart money that's pushing that stock around because they know that the dumb money is going to chase it.
I mean, if you were one of these
big
firms,
do you buy that?
It doesn't.
I'm not even kidding.
Shares, no, I don't. I have no idea. That makes no sense to me.
Do you think that big money is coming in because they know that little money is going to chase?
Yes, I'm sure that there are hedge funds that are like, we're playing the Robinhood game now, and we're gonna. Yeah, I'm sure they are in front running and figuring out. But I mean, I wish we could get some of these bigger stocks to split just to keep testing this theory. It would be a great experiment. Does it really matter if they split?
If every stock split in the Dow, it would be 36,000 by the end of 2021.
Yeah, there you go. Or it would be cut in half, wouldn't it? Because
no,
it's price based.
The divisor changes. Noob whale.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't follow the Dow. I'm not a. Oh, what's the difference? What's the opposite of a noob whale?
I had the best movie week I've had in a long, long time, which is great because I think my watching is going to be on pause as the NBA playoffs are going to be on all day for the next few weeks. So before I get into what I watch, I just want to briefly hit on Top Gun, which I was really surprised at the response. I think from what I saw, it was about 50-50. Do you think it was more defending Top Gun? We didn't really document it.
It was close. But here's the thing. Here's the one thing that everyone said to me, which my response, so everyone said, there's a lot of stuff from the 80s that doesn't age well, but has anything from the 80s ever aged well? Like fashion or, I mean, maybe some of the music.
Rocky IV?
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of that, like nothing from the 80s when you think about it.
Point taken. And this is the crux of the thing. It's really an 80s argument more than anything. So I listened to, as many recommended, I listened to Top Gun, The Rewatchables on The Ringer. And the theme of that episode was the unintentional comedy of Top Gun.
Right.
So if something is unintentionally funny and you watch it 20 years later, it's not going to hold up, right? Like,
right. Because that's how people looked at stuff in the 80s.
Yeah. So if I watched that as a 7-year-old, I would be all in. So So I totally understand people dying on the hill of Top Gun. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying if you watch it 30 years too late, yeah, it's probably not going to be great. And it all goes back to, with everything, expectations. And those expectations were impossible to live up to. However, I saw a movie, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure what took me so long to get to this. I think I was intimidated by the length of the movie. I saw what has often been held up as the best movie, or truly one of the best movies of all time. From what year was this? 1970. What year did The Godfather come out?
72 maybe?
Okay, yeah, I think that's right.
Sometime in the 70s.
So I watched The Godfather, and I know I'm not breaking ground here, but considering the expectations that I had going into this movie, it lived up to all of them. I mean, right?
Have you seen number 2?
I haven't seen part 2 yet.
Okay,
I know that's supposed to be even better.
I think 2 is even better.
But The Godfather was, if you are a younger person and you just missed it, I think I bought it on Amazon Prime or something like that for $4.
That's a movie that ages well.
Oh
Even
my
though it's
God.
Yes, I agree.
Well, it took place in the 40s,
That helps.
so that helps.
That's the thing. Movies that are set in the 40s, 50s, or 60s will always age better than movies set in the 70s or 80s. Because things weren't so outlandish then in terms of pop culture and fashion and such.
So very happy that I finally checked that box. All right. This is very rare. When's the last time that you were scrolling on Netflix or Amazon or something and you found a movie that you've never really heard of, but you watched it and it blew you away?
Been a while.
Pretty rare, right? I've had a lot of swings and misses over the past few months. So Nightcrawler on Netflix was the Jake Gyllenhaal movie where you see, I've seen that GIF a million times where the Jake Gyllenhaal is like turns around and winks. You know what I mean?
Pretty good. He's pretty good playing creep, isn't he? Or creepy.
That movie was excellent.
Yeah, very good.
Truly, truly excellent. It's with Rene Russo and the kid from The Night Of and Bill Paxton, rest in peace. And Jake Gyllenhaal plays a really, really creepy dude who goes to crime scenes and the scenes of accidents and records them and sells them to the news stations. And you saw it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it after it came out, but it's been a while, but I liked it.
Really, really good. Okay. Lastly, I watched a movie called Green Room. I also saw this on Netflix. And this is for the horror movie fans out there, of which I know there are not too many. But I think before I watched it, I went to Rotten Tomatoes and I saw it got like a 91. I was like, oh, 91. Okay. And it made me think that Rotten Tomatoes is the Dow Jones Industrial Average of movie reviews. Because it's not perfect, but it's good enough, right? Like sometimes they're really off, especially with comedies, they tend to be way off, but it's good enough. Anyway.
I still rely on IMDb, which I consider the S&P of
that's good.
reviews.
So Green Room, just watch the trailer. And if that appeals to you, so I don't want to describe it because it sounds so ridiculous.
I thought it was a movie that the movies like that are kind of hard for me to watch though. When stuff just keeps going wrong.
Well, it's like they're trapped in a house. And
yes,
that's the genre. And the house is full of neo-Nazis. And the head neo-Nazi, of all people, Patrick Stewart, didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, it was a good movie, though. But yeah, I
you
have a hard
watched
time
it?
watching those sometimes. I've seen that one before, yeah.
Huh.
I told you that.
I forgot about that. I forgot that you told me that.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I'm
ago.
very, very happy to go out with a bang-up week.
All right, it's about time. Because guess what? We're not going to have a good new movie for a long time. Have they started up yet again? Probably not.
I have no idea.
Unless all the ones that were pushed back. Top Gun 2. Top Gun 2 should be coming out soon.
How about this? Top Gun 2 will be better than Top Gun. You heard it here.